Uruguay, the original World Cup winners back in 1930, champions again in 1950, and in recent times they have been the picture of consistency. They've reached the knockout stage at each of their last 3 World Cups. Well, this game is nicely poised with Ghana on 3 points while Uruguay have just the point. Ghana win this afternoon and they go through. Uruguay have to win if they want any chance of progressing. Pat Nevin, how do you see this one going? Who's going to be the more nervous out of the two?
Do you know, it's a really good thing in football when you know what you need to do. And you think, oh, we just have to go out and win. We don't have to think about anything else. In a way, the Ghanaians have to think a little bit. You know, would a draw be enough? That sort of thing. It's not the same for Uruguay. Go out and win. Think about nothing else. Takes away all the thought, all the consideration, and they've stuck out a team that's set out to try and win this game as well. So maybe the Ghanaians are under a little bit more pressure.
Well, the big team news is, of course, that Luis Suarez starts against Ghana. He was put up for the press conference yesterday, so that was already a suggestion that he was going to start. The reaction actually hasn't been too bad, really, Pat, has it, since they've been announcing his name over the PA?
Yeah, but the Ghanaian fans have spent all their time dancing anyway and enjoying the moment. But yeah, if he scores a goal, or goodness knows, I don't want to be diving into the top corner and flicking one over the bar with his right hand again. You know, if he does anything like that, we shall see. We shall see what the reaction every time he kicks the ball is during the game. His own fans, and it's difficult to know who's got the most here, because there's a lot of sky blue in here, all dotted around really. But the colourful Ghanaians to our left there, there's a big number of them as well. They're probably kind of 50-50, there's not much in it, but we'll see what the reaction is when it happens.
It is hard to tell, you're right, Pat, because the seats inside this Al Janoub Stadium are the exact same colour as the Uruguayan home shirts, so they are that light sky blue colour, so it is hard to tell. It's not full though, of course it might be still filling up ahead of kickoff. So Luis Suarez is one of the 3 changes, which does mean that Edison Cavani drops out to the bench. Young Facundo Pellistri and Georgian de Rascaeta come in to replace Matthias Vecino and Diego Godin. So they are missing that big experience at the back with Godin. Did that surprise you, Pat?
Does to some degree, but they, as you say, you have to go out and win the game. So they're playing a team that looks like, I mean, a 4-2-4 almost. You know, the 2 wide players, Pellistri, and as you say, De Rascaeta, they will both of them attack as much as possible, but it's all about getting the service to Suarez, getting the service to Nunes. So, you know, it might be slightly against the national characteristics how they generally play, but it doesn't matter. You have to go out and win a game, and that's why this is perfectly balanced. I love this game, because the team that's not naturally more attack-minded have to attack, and by the way, Ghana will attack anyway.
Well, for Ghana, it is 2 changes in defence since their win over South Korea. Aladou Seydou, Baba Rahman into the 11 as we count down to kick-off. And away we go. It is Luis Suarez who gets this crucial Group H match here underway at the Al Janoub Stadium here in Al Wakra. Ghana in their all-white outfits, white shirts, white shorts and white socks, whilst Uruguay in their light blue shirts, black shorts and black socks as well. So let me take you through the 2 teams, starting with the Ghana side. Ati Zigi in goal. It will be a back 4. Aladou Seydou, Daniel Amati, Salisu and Baba Rahman make up that defensive line for Ghana. Partey and Abdul Samed, the 2 in midfield. Then Kudus, Ayew and Jordan Ayew, the 2 brothers alongside, and just in front, Iñaki Williams. So not too many changes to be made for that Ghana side that beat South Korea, but there's already a player down for Uruguay. It's Jimenez, who had the challenge coming in from Jordan Ayew, and then he had to try to go for it. It was actually didn't look too much, it looked like he got the ball, but it just was the follow-up wasn't really, I think it was Kudus actually that came in. Just took it onto his shin. Yeah,
caught him on the side of his shin. However, it flicked him just past the shin pad. It's hit his shin pad. The rolling about there is absolutely ridiculous. So no, I'm not giving that. That's a foul, nothing more. The rolling about is actually just nothing short of an embarrassment.
As for the Uruguay squad then, Rochette starts in goal again for the 3rd game in these group stages. Back 4 this time. Varela, Jimenez, Coates and Oliveira make up that defensive line for Uruguay. Then it's Pellistri, Valverde, Bentancur and De Rascaeta just in behind Luis Suarez and Darwin Nunez for Uruguay, who have got the ball looking to start the attack early on against this Ghana side. They've got it to the right-hand side at the back, but they are... What do you think the game plan will be for Uruguay today? Because they know they have to win, so they'll try and go out with it quickly as Facundo Pellistri tries to come in on that right side, getting inside to the box, but it was well defended in the end by Salisu, who came in to make the challenge.
But the system you set up often gives away how you're going to play it. If you go and play with two wingers, and they are kind of like wide wingers that they're playing out there, you expect that you're going to get the ball wide and put it into two strikers who are both natural goal scorers. Sometimes it's not a lot more complicated than that. Bentancur is actually pushed really far forward in that midfield. So, you know, it's set up almost as a 4-2-4, but Bentancur is going a little bit further forward as well. So it is ultra positive from the Uruguayans at the start.
Lovely bit of skill by Alidu Seidu to try and send that ball forward on that right side for Ghana. They are going left to right from where we are sat, just into the halfway line where we are. We've got a great view. Actually was pretty disappointed, Pat, because normally ahead of kickoff, I don't know if this is an Al Janoub stadium thing, but we have the massive World Cup trophy in the centre circle with all the pyrotechnics and the lights and everything. Didn't get that.
Yeah, it's been at every single game just about so far, and you know, I've been to this stadium a couple of times. I think it was there before. I vaguely remember it was there before. Somebody must have burst the World Cup.
Partey, who was caught in possession inside the Uruguayan half, and now Uruguay can come forward. Bentancur playing it onto Nunez, who goes down inside the area. Referee Daniel Siebert quickly to wave that away. You can see the facial expression from Darwin Nunez. There wasn't too much into it, really.
Yeah, possibly, you know, a little bit of action on his shirt at the back, shall we say there. Didn't get a very good reaction from the Ghana fans behind, did they? They had a very big boo there. I actually think they thought that was Suarez. When then he finally got up, they realised it wasn't him. They're waiting for an excuse to boo Suarez.
Well, it is Darwin Nunez who's playing on that left side and Luis Suarez on the right. We can definitely tell who Luis Suarez is from up here. We are quite high in our commentary position, but he's wearing these bright orange-red boots, which will make it really obvious to pick him out.
He's not hiding, is he? He's definitely not hiding out there. No, I think there's a bit of him that loves being in the spotlight, and the fact that he's admire him for doing that. Well done.
A 0-0. Almost 5 minutes gone into this game. Neither side really being able to put any pressure on each other. Uruguay just comfortable in possession at the moment, playing it out from the back. Jimenez with the ball now on that right side, looking to place it across to Oliveira. That is one of the things that was a real standout performance from Jimenez, his crosses and to find those players on those wings. He's got an absolutely accurate pass.
Paulo Bento, even up there in the stands, how he would love to be down on the touchline. He was absolutely
points so far. Uruguay have yet to score at this World Cup. The ball is played back to the Korean goalkeeper, Kim Seong-gu. Ball over the top, aimed at Son Heung-min, but really nicely taken out of the air. Taken under control by João Cancelo. Ball now at the feet of Ruben Neves on the edge of the Portugal penalty area. Gives it to Diogo Dalot. Neves again. Rolls it across, gets it back again. Wants to go all the way back to Diogo Costa in the Portugal goal. Ball now at the feet of the experienced Pepe. Picked up by Vitinha. To Antonio Silva again. Not much pressure on the ball from the Korean players so far. As João Cancelo tries to skip past Lee Jae-sung, gets fouled. Free kick taken quickly by Portugal. Ruben Neves with the ball at his feet now. Plays it out to the right-hand side for Diogo Dalot. Gets the ball back from Matheus Nunes. Pepe has it now. Still just inside the Portugal half. Portuguese players happy just to knock the ball around, keep possession. Pepe going long again, out to the left-hand side this time. Perfectly placed pass for João Cancelo, who tried to set João Mario on his way, but the ball's gone out of play for a goal kick. Portugal with good control at the moment in this game. They just won the ball back again on the left-hand side. With their João Mario, couldn't pick out a teammate this time. Korea looking to break once more. It's out of play of Jung Woo-young. Portugal can start once again. It's with Pepe. Diogo Dalot on the right hand side, just halfway between the edge of the penalty area and the halfway line. Vitinha has it now. Turns and finds Ruben Neves. To the right once more for Diogo Dalot. Dalot looked initially at playing the long ball and went short again to Neves. Now just keeping possession really well here, Portugal. Again, not a great deal of pressure from this Korean side. João Cancelo has it now on about the halfway line. Just to go back again to Antonio Silva. Matheus Nunes getting involved as well, and Silva then playing the ball back to his goalkeeper Diogo Costa. Forward by Pepe to Ruben Neves. Wolves midfielder looking for the long ball now, right-footed out to the left-hand side. João Cancelo in acres of space, gets the ball under control. Looking to get the cross in, perhaps gets to the byline, turns his man inside the penalty area, right-footed, parried away by Kim Seong-gu. And still Portugal have possession with Matheus Nunes. Now Antonio Silva. Really well worked move again from Portugal. Pepe now looking to play it out to the right hand side. Goes left instead to João Cancelo, who is offside. The Korea Republic will have a free kick. João Cancelo getting forward really for the first time in the game. Showing how dangerous he can be. Cutting onto his right foot from that left-hand side. His effort on goal was from a really tight angle. Just put the ball into a dangerous area. It made Kim Seong-gu in the South Korean goal deal with the danger. Kim Seong-gu going long with the free kick. It's to be kept alive here by Lee Jae-sung. Back with Kim Moon-hwan. Now Jung Woo-young plays it out to the left-hand side. Son has it. Lovely first touch into the penalty area. Looking for space to shoot. Closed down by Diogo Dalot. South Korea have possession once more. Good turn by Jung Woo-young. Son making the run into the penalty area. Gets onto it. Again looking to cut onto his right foot from that left-hand side. But Diogo Dalot quick to close him down and put the ball behind for a corner. But a little more encouraging from South Korea. They're starting to open up this Portuguese defence. Son looking a threat in the last couple of minutes. He's the man they're going to turn. Following that injury picked up just prior to the start of this World Cup, while on Tottenham Hotspur duty. Son taking the corner from the left-hand side, goes short, gets the ball back again, look at a cross, right-footed into the penalty area, flicked on, not parried away, and South Korea have the ball in the back of the net. The flag's gone up for offside though, and Diogo Costa may be getting away with one. Failed to deal with the initial ball. No doubt this will be checked. Was there an offside? Looks like from the replay that it's a pretty clear decision. It was Kim Jin-soo who put the ball away from close range. Just tapped the ball over the line. He was definitely in an offside position. The previous attempt was made. A little bit of a let-off for Portugal. Diogo Costa dealing with the initial header on goal, which came from Cho Gu-seong. Not exactly covering himself in glory there. Failed to deal with it properly. Saved by the offside flag on this occasion. Some encouraging signs from South Korea after that difficult start. Portugal looking a little vulnerable defensively there, even in the build-up to the goal. Was disallowed. We have possession here with the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, who goes long to the South Korean half and played up into the air by Pepe out to the left-hand side. João Mario challenging for it. Ball was bounced out of play for a throw-in, which is taken quickly by Kim Moon-hwan. Another free kick given, this time for the foul on Lee Jae-sung by Joao Cancelo. Free kick which has been taken by Hwang. He's given it back to Kwon Young-won, who's come into the back line, replacing Kim Min-jae. Some better play from Koreans over the last few minutes, just starting to find their feet in this contest. They do trail courtesy of that Ricardo Horta goal, second of his international career, first at a World Cup. Ronaldo now chasing down the goalkeeper Kim Sung-gyu, who is not taking any chances and clearing that out of play for a throw. Good bit of pressure applied there by Cristiano Ronaldo. Perhaps unsurprisingly, one of those not left out of the starting 11. Plenty of changes, but Ronaldo keeping his place. Pepe play the ball back here to Diogo Costa. The goalkeeper goes long, right-footed, over the halfway line. Dealt with comfortably in the end by Kim Yong-won. They are starting to have more of the ball here. South Korea all over the top on that left-hand side, looking for Son Heung-min. Could certainly cause problems down that particular flank, given that Diogo Dalot, the right back, is often quite high up the pitch, and centre back in that position, Pepe, not exactly the quickest anymore. Certainly some vulnerability on that side. That's certainly the way the South Korean coaching staff will see it. Son is getting a little bit of joy when he is played into on that particular side. Koreans on the move again. The ball out to the right-hand side for Kim Moon-hwan. Plays it forward to Jae. Crossfield pass from Hwang, which is a good one. Finds Son on that left-hand touchline again, up against two Portuguese players, including Diogo Dalot. It's back to find Lee Kang-in. To the left again. Cross comes in. Intended target was Cho Gue-sung, who has already shown his prowess in the air at this tournament. Son keeping the ball alive for South Korea. The ball back at the feet of Lee Kang-in, driving forward. Plays it out to the right-hand side for Hwang In-beom. Goes back to the left. Vitinha applying the pressure to Lee to try and dispossess the Korean midfielder, but it's back with Son again, right on the touchline, being watched closely by Diogo Dalot and Ricardo Horta. Keeping possession here. Maybe the best passage of play that we've seen from Korea Republic so far in this game. They have been forced back inside their own half, but they do still have possession. Kim Moo-hwan playing it back to Kwon Young-won. So Portugal continue to struggle to get the ball off Korea Republic. There's been a little bit of drama in the game between Ghana and Uruguay. Ghana have just missed a penalty. Huge opportunity in that game for them to take the lead. Andre Ayew from the spot after 21 minutes, failing to convert. Really big moment in that game. Ghana, as things stand, are going to qualify, but could they later rue that missed spot kick? Time will tell. Nothing changing at the moment here for Portugal. They're heading for top spot in the group and 3 wins out of 3. Mateus Nunes has now played the ball out to the right-hand side for Dalot, who's got a lot of space to run into and a lot to aim for in the middle. Towards the back post, his cross goes too high for Ronaldo. Joao Cancelo keeps it in play. Back to Nunes again, gets the cross in, and once again Ronaldo lurking at the back post. So a decent ball in. Good defending in the end as well from Kim Yong-won. Just making sure he got his boot to it. If he hadn't, Ronaldo would have been in there for a tap-in. Got himself into a great position, the Portuguese captain. Good defending by Kim Yong-won to keep the score at 1-0. Knows how to play now for a throw-in to South Korea. Joao Cancelo has got his head to the ball. Vitinha gets it under control and passes it back to Pepe. Gives the ball to Diogo Dalot. Dalot almost gave the ball straight to Cho Gue-sung. Just couldn't control it. I don't think he was expecting that ball to land at his feet. A little bit of a let-off there for Portugal. Possession again on the edge of their own penalty area with Ruben Neves. Pepe has it now. Neves plays it out to the left this time for Antonio Silva. Now Cancelo going to skip away from the challenge. Brings the ball out of play for a throw-in to South Korea. Since the goal, it's been a pretty good reaction from South Korea, but they have a mountain to climb, really. A minimum of 2 goals required in this game now if they are to stand a chance of qualifying. The missed penalty for Ghana has certainly helped them. They need to do their job here in this game before worrying about what's happening elsewhere. Anything other than a win means that they will be out. Still goalless in that other game. Reminder that Ghana have missed a penalty. I wonder how crucial that could be. Andre Ayew missing from the spot. A match with Uruguay, which has a little bit of added spice after the meeting in 2010. Famous Luis Suarez handball on the line to deny Ghana a goal. Subsequent missed penalty from Asamoah Gyan. Missed penalty against Uruguay, something the Ghanaian fans will be more than familiar with. And I hope that this one doesn't cost them like the last one did. In the meantime, South Korea have got themselves a free kick midway inside the Portugal half. Decent position. Not too far out from goal for a strike, you would think. Lee Kang-in, left footer, currently standing over the ball. Lee Jae-sung also keeping an eye on this. It is Lee Kang-in who delivers the ball into the another set-piece opportunity here for South Korea. Corner from the left-hand side. Son, the most likely taker of this. Go for the short corner again, instead leaves it. It'll be a left-footed outswinger. Not dealt with, and South Korea have an equaliser. It's Kim Young-kwon with the goal. And this time, they have made the set-piece count. A blow for Portugal and a lifeline for the Koreans. They're back level with 27 minutes gone. A shake of the head from Cristiano Ronaldo, but they failed to deal with a set piece this time, and they have the equaliser. Son left the corner. So it was a left-footed outswinger which actually bounced off Cristiano Ronaldo's arm and fell at the feet of Kim Young-kwon, who snatched the opportunity, hitting it first time under the legs of Diogo Costa. Not the prettiest goal you'll ever see, but it could be a big one for Korea Republic, and Cristiano Ronaldo inadvertently playing a huge part in that goal. Well, what a moment for South Korea. The reaction to going behind has been good, and now they have their reward. Cho is now applying pressure to Diogo Costa, who launches it high up towards the halfway line. And there has been a goal in the other game, and Ghana are being made to pay the price. It is Uruguay who have taken the lead. Luis Suarez involved in the build-up. It was his effort that was parried, but De Aracheta heading in from close range to make it Uruguay 1, Ghana 0. As things stand, Uruguay is second, and Ghana dropped down to third place. And remember that Ghana missed a penalty just a few minutes ago. Suddenly the whole landscape of this group has changed. We had plenty of drama yesterday. We're going to get a similar scenario here. It does feel like there will be plenty of shifts and swings. That goal for Uruguay, their first of the tournament, has put them on the brink of qualifying as things stand. But a goal for Korea Republic now would put them in second place on goal difference. Portugal are in, and Ronaldo is in, and Ronaldo is denied. What an opportunity. Kim Sung-kyu making the save. I think it was offside anyway. Flag did go up. It's just a long ball from Pepe, who was actually just trying to clear the danger. Ronaldo threw on goal, but he was offside. Flag did go up, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Great save by Kim Sung-kyu to deny Ronaldo. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Free kick now taken by the Korean goalkeeper. Launches it high. Son has it on the edge of the penalty area, trying to find the space. Has he been fouled here on the edge of the box by Pepe? Referee says no. Went to ground there, the Tottenham man, but back on his feet now. There is a renewed energy about South Korea following that equaliser a few minutes ago. Played out to the left-hand side and hooked out a play by the Portuguese goal scorer Ricardo Horta for a throw-in to South Korea. thrilling developments in this group over the last few minutes. One goal from any of the three teams now would put them back in second place. Uruguay currently occupy that second place with that goal against Ghana. One goal for South Korea would put them up to second. A goal for Ghana next would put them up to second. It is all to play for, and it could all change at any moment. South Korea in possession at the moment with Lee Kang-in, who took the corner that ultimately led to the equalising goal. Portugal have wrestled possession back on the halfway line with Vitinha. Plays it out to the right-hand side for Diogo Dalot. Back to Vitinha once again. Still in possession here, the Portuguese, who haven't had much control of the game over the last 15 minutes or so. They've looked dangerous on occasion. They've also looked vulnerable. They're just trying to keep the control here. Pepe going long again, looking for Ronaldo. Overhit. The ball into the arms of Kim Sung-gyu. Might have been a foul anyway by Ronaldo on the edge of the penalty area. And, another development in the game between Ghana and Uruguay. And having failed to score in the tournament, coming into the final round of games, Uruguay now have a second goal. They lead by 2-0. It's a second for Georgian de Aracheta. 2 goals in 6 minutes for him. Uruguay now very much in pole position to take second spot in this group. The equaliser in this game has given South Korea hope. They will be pretty keen for Uruguay to stop scoring goals now. Goal difference coming into this game for South Korea was -1, Uruguay's -2. So Uruguay have now a neutral goal difference. So one more goal for South Korea. They'll both have the same goal difference and the same number of points. Then things could get complicated. But for now, it is Uruguay in second spot. Portugal leading the group, heading for 7 points and threatening once again. A long-range effort from a central position by Diogo Dalot. It's a good save by Kim, which has resulted in a corner. Once again, the long ball, this time out from the goalkeeper, proved very effective. Dalot was able just to get it under control and get his shot away. Left-footed from a really central position, long way out. Good save, but reasonably comfortable for the goalkeeper. Juan Mario getting prepared to take the corner now. Headed away at the near post, but only as far as Vitinha, who's gone for goal from distance. And Kim gathers comfortably again, the South Korean goalkeeper. Never really troubled by that long-range effort from Vitinha. Almost 35 minutes on the clock here. It's South Korea who need at least a goal. To the left-hand side. Swinging cross, which is gathered by Diogo Costa. He's rolled the ball out quickly for Vitinha. The referee is going to stop play for a free kick here to Portugal. It's going to be a yellow card, first yellow card of the game. Yellow card shown to Lee Kang-in for a late challenge on Vitinha. It's a poor tackle. Deserving of a yellow card. And if South Korea were to score, they'd go level on points with Uruguay, and as things stand, they would then both have a goal difference of 0. So the next tiebreaker is a number of goals scored in all group matches, which would have Korea Republic ahead. So 1 goal for Korea Republic, still good enough to take them into second place as things stand. But of course, 1 more goal for Uruguay. It's a case of South Korea needing to win by at least 2 goals. That might start to look like a big challenge. That missed penalty from Andre Ayew, still looking like a really big moment in this group. Could have given Ghana the lead. They're to suffer heartbreak again at the hands of Uruguay. Pepe playing the ball forward up to Ronaldo, touches it and then gives the ball out to Ricardo Horta, just a little bit too much on it. Horta then wins the ball back but fouls the South Korean defender. It'll be a Korean free kick just inside the penalty area. South Korean penalty area, a little push by Ricardo Horta on Kim Jin-soo. Free kick which will be taken by the goalkeeper Kim Seong-gyu, right-footed, goes long down the left-hand side. Ruben Neves then clears the ball downfield for João Mario to chase. Just beaten to it, but he wins his side of throw-in. Remains 1-1. With 6.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in this first half. Played up towards Ronaldo, who was unable to pick out a teammate. Cleared out of play for a throw into Portugal once again. Midway inside South Korean half. João Cancelo taking the throw in quickly. South Korea winning it back though, and Cho now down the right hand side looking to take on Antonio Silva, who does well to make the challenge and put the ball out of play for a throw. Cho Gui-sung scored 2 of South Korea's 3 goals at this World Cup so far. Hoping that he can add to that tally and maybe send his country through to the last 16 for only the 3rd time in their history. Famously as one of the hosts in 2002, made it to the semi-finals. They are no strangers to big results. As the shot comes in from a long way out and it's gathered by Diogo Dalot. Ball played out to the left-hand side now for Portugal, where João Mario has it. João Cancelo making a run on the outside, goes inside instead to Vitinha, midway inside the Korean half. Vitinha has it again, out to the left for João Cancelo. Plays it back to Vitinha, João Mario, Ruben Neves. It's Mateus Nunes who goes for goal from a long way out, sends it high and wide, miles away from the target. No trouble there for Kim in the South Korean goal. You might remember 2018 World Cup. South Korea did not qualify from the group stages, but they did eliminate Germany by beating them 2-0 in the final group game. 2 goals in stoppage time. Son Heung-min scoring one of those goals, Kim Young-won the other scorer. Meant that they missed out, but so too did Germany, Mexico and Sweden qualifying from that group. Germany, of course, yesterday losing, or being eliminated rather, in dramatic circumstances at the expense of Japan. Here come Portugal again down the right-hand side. Cross drilled in by Diogo Dalot's come out to Vitinha on the edge of the penalty area. Goes for goal, parried away, and Ronaldo diving in with a header and couldn't get it on target. It was a difficult rebound to try and get hold of there for Cristiano Ronaldo. Had to react very quickly. He was hovering, waiting for an opportunity. The ball was hit with a fair amount of power by Vitinha. Kim, the goalkeeper, making the save, parrying it out, and Ronaldo flung himself at the ball. Diving header. Sent it wide of the target. He was always moving away from goals. Extremely difficult to get the direction on it. There's a half chance there for Portugal. They know they are through regardless. With Ghana 2-0 down in their game, it does look as though Portugal are likely to secure top spot. Whatever happens here, needed a point at the start of this game in order to be guaranteed finishing first, and therefore in all likelihood avoiding Brazil, who are strong favourites to finish top of their group. They've also won their opening 2 games. Play Cameroon a little bit later. Serbia up against Switzerland. Switzerland have 3 points, Brazil have 6. Those two in the 2 qualifying positions at the moment. Draw for Brazil means they finish top of the group and play the runner-up of this group, which, as things stand, would be Uruguay. Could still be Ghana or Korea Republic. Here's Ronaldo in the penalty area, dispossessed, and South Korea clear their lines. Pepe now playing the ball down the right-hand side for João Mario. Picks out Diogo Dalot, edge of the penalty area, gives it to Vitinha. Plenty of red shirts of South Korea blocking the path to goal, but it's found a way to Horta. Turns and shoots, and it's well gathered by the goalkeeper Kim. Didn't get a huge amount of power in the shot, worked the space really well. Nice move again from Portugal, intricate passing in and around the edge of the penalty area. The effort from Horta was a comfortable one for Kim. With a minute of normal time remaining in this first half. Still 1 goal apiece. This crucial game in Group H. Still very much all to play for at the moment. 1 goal for South Korea will put them back into 2nd place in this group. And if they were to score and then Uruguay were to get a 3rd, then Uruguay would go back to 2nd spot. Ghana need at least a point. Currently 2-0 down. They have the most work to do at the moment. 2 minutes of stoppage time to be added at the end of this first half. We've just hit the 45-minute mark. As Lee clears long. Bouncing ball near the edge of the Portuguese penalty area, cleared high into the air by Antonio Silva, got almost no distance on it though. Pepe trying to deal with it now, and he's only headed it out to Hwang. Keep the ball alive here for South Korea. Played in to Lee Jae-sung. Hwang again, looking to get the cross in. Decent ball too. Bounces over everybody. And out of play for a goal kick to Portugal. Still 1 goal apiece. The early strike from Ricardo Horta, his 2nd international goal. The equaliser from Kim Young-won. Turning the ball home from close range after the ball bounced off Cristiano Ronaldo. from a corner. It's the final minute of stoppage time now. Diogo Costa goes long with the goalkeeper's forward to Ronaldo on the edge of the penalty area, tries to find a way through. Horta gets his effort away. It is deflected, and it will be a Portugal corner. A few times in this half now, Portugal have been very effective when they've gone direct. It almost fell really kindly for Ronaldo on the edge of the penalty area, and he certainly felt there was an opportunity to go for goal there. Good defending. It's prevented from getting the shot away. João Mario to take the corner, right-footed outswinger, bounces inside the box, comes all the way to Ruben Neves. Plays it back to Vitinha, clips it into the penalty area. Could be a chance here for Portugal. Great control by Nunez, who tries to get the ball back across the centre of the penalty area for Cristiano Ronaldo. But South Korea have dealt with the danger, and now Son Heung-min looking to clear from deep inside his own half. It'll run out of play for a throw. That might be just about it for the first period. There is the referee's whistle, and it is South Korea still in with a chance of qualifying here. They do need another goal. They fell behind to Ricardo Horta's effort after just 5 minutes. But the equaliser from Kim Yong-kwon has certainly given them hope. One more goal as things stand for South Korea. We'll see them finish second in Group H. It's all to play for, and the second half coming up in just a few minutes' time.
It did just that, did well actually to deny to that from being a goal kick.
They look good over there, those two together, don't they? I mean, the real liveliness, the willingness to go and sprint and go beyond players. I mean, it's actually quite shocking when you see how well Diascarata is actually doing just now. Why has he not started before? Why has he not had a chance before? His pace is great. He's obviously shown a great eye for a goal, and he's linking up brilliantly, whether it's right or left.
He was also actually the player who scored the goal which booked Uruguay's place here in Qatar when he scored in a 1-0 win against Peru, which was their penultimate qualifier. So he has been an important player, coming up with important goals when they matter, and he's got both of them in this first half for Uruguay. We're into the 4th minute of the 8 minutes added on into this first half. Uruguay leading by 2-0. As it stands, Uruguay will go through as second place. Ghana on their way out of the World Cup, which will be a real shame because they have been such an entertaining team to watch, and the fans have been absolutely brilliant. The support coming from the stands, you can hear them. They're still in good spirits despite being 2-0 down.
Maybe it'll help them a little bit when they couldn't go and attack their own supporters in the second half, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're behind that goal at the moment. They're just trying to get into half-time without going 3 goals down. And you would imagine then, even for Ghana, that's going to be too much to get back.
2 minutes to go until the 8 are up. The free kick for Uruguay comes in. It was quite a deep delivery actually in the end, and nobody could get on the end of it as the ball was spilled into the penalty area.
There's no challenge on them. The ball's come into the middle there, and he's gone up there. It's Jimenez, isn't it? And he's won it quite easily. If he doesn't get it, I think Darwin Núñez is right behind him, and he's going to get it as well. So, just so many things wrong at the moment with the Ghana side. That they're not defending particularly well. The tempo's very, very disappointing. They've lost the midfield, full stop. And to be fair, you've hardly mentioned the strikers. They've hardly got a comment, have they? Because they've just not gotten the ball.
Salisu gives the ball away. Pelistri try to pounce right in front of the penalty area. 2 players actually colliding with each other. It's Ati Ziggy, the goalkeeper, and Facundo Pelistri, who stays down inside the area for Uruguay. The referee is not having any of it, but Pelistri is not in a good way.
No, you've got to have a look at that. You've got to have a look at that. Apart from anything else, I don't think he's going for the ball, and I think I would give a penalty for that. I would give a penalty. I don't think he's getting near the ball. It's
Daniel Amati, who is the player who just gets his body in the way right in front of Facundo Pelistri. Yeah, a little bit of a push and a shove from Marti to take out Facundo Pellistri, who's now back up on his feet. VAR aren't checking it.
Do you know what? I may be giving you a forwards point of view there, right? But I'm running in there. He doesn't go for the ball. He goes for the man. He makes no attempt to play the ball. He's just trying to usher it back to the goalkeeper. Thinks the forward's getting too close, so he goes and jumps in towards the man. You're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to try and play the ball.
A minute to go until we hit the 8 minutes of additional time in this first half. Uruguay leading by 2-0. Ghana looking for a comeback to try and get themselves back in this game, trying to get them some more hope that they will try and qualify through to the last 16. Uruguay have only ever failed to progress from the group stage once, which was back in 1974. Very consistent team in the World Cup, and they've absolutely come up from it when it counted. They didn't manage to score in their opening 2 group stage games, but 2 goals from Georgian Diraskiata in this first half of season, taking the lead so far. Ball's on the right side in the Uruguayan half as Ghana try and come forward. Picked up in the midfield by Kudus, who has a space to play it down that left side to try and find Baba Rahman, but it's well picked out by Varela. Ghana have the ball back in midfield just outside that centre circle, weaving their way back through, trying to get involved in it. Kudus on the rebound, looking to get it on top of the D, but Uruguay able to clear that ball away. They won't care to try and attack now before this half-time break. They're just trying to get that ball away from danger.
They are, and because you've got Darwin Núñez who's going to chase it in there. Now, Luis Suarez, for the fact, well, wait a moment.
Almost a beautifully weighted ball over the top, looking for Iñaki Williams. I think it was Salisu who did it. Yeah, it was all the way from Ghana's half. Spotted a brilliant pass on to Iñaki Williams, who was waiting to pounce on that penalty spot. Little bit too much pace on it, couldn't quite stretch far enough to take a touch. If it had got a touch, that probably would have gone past Rochette.
Right, I know it's been harsh on him, but had that been Erling Haaland, that was in the net, because he would bring it down. Our top strikers would have brought that down and got a chance there. He actually hesitated and didn't actually hold the ball. It was a tough one to take, but he didn't do well.
Well, there goes the half-time whistle. Well, an opportunity for Andre Ayew early on in the first half. He was given a penalty. He had the opportunity to try and take the lead for Ghana. It wasn't the most convincing penalty, and it was a big save from the Uruguayan goalkeeper. Then that sprung Uruguay into life. Georgian Diraskiata got the first goal at 26 minutes into this game. It was a goal that was actually made by Luis Suarez. He took a shot, and on the rebound, Diraskiata with a low header made sure it found its way over the line. Then a stunning goal actually on the volley at 32 minutes, just 6 minutes after, by Diraskiata again. And all of the Ghana players are stood in a huddle, Pat. They haven't even gone in yet for their half-time talk. They're doing it outside on the pitch.
I think they're having a huddle saying, do you think we should go in there because the manager's going to absolutely hammer us? And he's probably right. They've started the game with, from the first minute or two, I was saying they're not up for it, they're not at it, they're not playing at a high tempo, they look as if they're playing for a draw. They're getting beaten in the midfield, they're losing the tackles in midfield. Take nothing away from Uruguay. I think Uruguay have been magnificent today, and I think they've started up with such an ultra positive attitude. But even when you went a goal down, you think they're going to lift it, you're going to change it. They weren't able to do that. Yeah, the stuffing was knocked out of them with missing the penalty kick, and it's been a hard one for them to take, losing that. But at the moment, they need to change something massively, whether it's personnel, system, whatever, because they A, look as if they're going out, B, they deserve to be going out.
Well, plenty more action to come in the second half. Half-time score, Ghana 0, Uruguay 2.
Talk more to Pat in just a moment. Let's just round up the first half between Portugal and Korea. Here's Aaron.
South Korea 1, Portugal 1. Not the ideal first half for Korea, who have to win if they're to stand any chance of qualification mark, and things didn't start well. Ricardo Horta scoring on his World Cup debut after some great work from Diogo Dalot down the right-hand side. The South Korean equaliser came through a bit of good fortune, a corner deflecting off of the back of Cristiano Ronaldo and falling into the path of Kim Young-gwon, who fired home. Both sides have had further opportunities. Ronaldo's right-footed shot forced a good save from Kim Seung-gu, while a Heung-min Song long ranger has tested Diogo Costa in the Portugal goal. All square at the break though, 1-1, and not good enough for qualification for South Korea.
No, it would leave them bottom of the table. Portugal top, Uruguay second, Ghana third as things stand. Sebastian Bassong, former Cameroon international, with us in the studio here in Doha. Just one on the Portugal Korea game. I mean, he's had a couple of other chances as Cristiano Ronaldo, hasn't he? Portugal should probably be ahead.
Yeah, from what I've seen, Portugal should be ahead. Korea is really fortunate to not be maybe 1 or 2-0 difference, and they're still in the game. I've seen them playing as usual. They've started the game so slow. They've been reactive, but they reacted well. They're still in the game, so their chance to go through is still alive.
Still in the game, and as we've learned from previous evenings, as long as you're still in the game, anything can happen in the second half, and you can make the group reach a dramatic conclusion. I think you said it, Pat, in your summary at the end of that half, and you and Peen will be able to have a better gauge of this than myself and Sebastian sitting in the studio, that missing that penalty felt like it took the wind out of the sails of both the Ghanaian team and the fans, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one because I think a lot of people feel this. See, when you miss a penalty and it's smashed and the keeper makes a great save, it's slightly different to a completely limp one. I mean, it's just a really, really poor penalty and an unbelievably easy save. It's as if you've just given that chance away as opposed to, you've made a right good effort at it. So, yeah, it was doubly hard purely for the fact that it was such a poor penalty as well. But I think that ignores the fact that I love what Uruguay are doing. I mean, the attitude, the positivity, the winning the ball back. In midfield, they were winning almost every single tackle. They're getting goals and chances from turnovers high up the park, or certainly on the halfway line. So right from the start, they've started well. The positivity of having Pellistrio and Varela, looks like a right full-back come wing-back, and he's just getting up there all the time. You've got Nunes and Suarez and Diarras Keita. I mean, somebody explain to me why. Well, first of all, who's got a complicated name like that? It's so hard to say. And secondly, how is he not starting? Because he's been absolutely brilliant today.
Yeah, Pete, for once today I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with you. For me, from what I've witnessed, the Uruguayan midfield just won the physical battle. They were at it, they were first on the ball, and the Ghanaian player all over the pitch, they're not quite up for the task. Honestly, their passing are bang average. So if they're gonna win, they gotta go through. They gotta put up with a better performance, and physically you gotta win those battles. And Uruguay, fair play to them, they're really at it. They're playing 120%. They're first in the ball, so they're quite aggressive in a good way. That's why they're 2-0 up.
Just one final thing, Pat. I mean, you mentioned Esquieta, the goal scorer. Suarez was instrumental in both goals, actually. His shot, which was parried for the first, but his hook over his shoulder for the second goal was a lovely ball, actually.
Do you know, the lovely thing that you're watching Luis Suarez just now, look, he almost can't run, like, as in sprinting into areas where he used to be brilliant. He doesn't even try it. However, that doesn't mean he's not trying every other part of his game. He's chasing, he's harrying, and when he's on the ball, it's as if, because he can't do that anymore, not running at 100 miles an hour, he just uses all his skills, and they have been fantastic. That hook over the head you talk about, the various things have been brilliant, but the nutmeg down in the corner is absolutely, it's actually hilarious, because you can see, I think it was Williams who was coming out, and he's trying to keep his legs together, and then just at the last second, he just only was inches enough to put it through, and he almost created another chance from there. So, upsettingly for Ghana fans, they almost have to accept Suarez is having a really good game just now, and when he runs out of energy, they've got Cavani to bring on. So they'll need to do something special to get back into this game. But I look back to the Cameroon game, they were 3-1 down, they were completely out it against Serbia, and then a couple of changes, game completely changed. So it's not finished yet. We've seen that too often in the World Cup so far.
That's the second thing that Sebastian's agreed with you on in there. Just nodding and smiling at the Cameroon point. Right, Peen, Pat, for the moment, thank you very much. Portugal have 7, Uruguay have 4, Ghana have 3, and Korea have 2. That is how the group stands at half-time. Second half's on the way. 7 o'clock here in Qatar, 4 o'clock in the UK. Here's Richard Foster.
Take the World Cup with you. Qatar 2022.
On BBC Sounds, this is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Fred,
Fresh strikes have been announced by two unions which could disrupt travel in the run-up to Christmas. Road workers from the PCS union have announced 12 days of staggered walkouts. Several hundred ground staff at Heathrow Airport will strike for 72 hours. That starts in 2 weeks' time. Parents are being urged to be aware of the symptoms
This is a crucial game in Group H. As things stand, this result would not be good enough for South Korea to progress to the knockout stages. Win minimum requirement, and it might not even be enough depending on what happens in the other game, which currently sees Uruguay leading Ghana by 2-0. A goal for South Korea in the second half, a 2-1 win would be enough to see them through if there are no more goals in that game. Another goal for Uruguay then starts to make things a little bit more complicated from a South Korean perspective. Fell behind in that first half with the early goal for Ricardo Horta, his second international goal. Giving Portugal the lead after just 5 minutes. And the equaliser coming from the defender Kim Young-won, pouncing on a loose ball inside the penalty area after a corner that struck the back of Cristiano Ronaldo and fell kindly at the feet of Kim Young-won, scored his first World Cup goal. Free kick has been given here to South Korea for offside against Cristiano Ronaldo. Not the first time today that he's been flagged by the assistant. Long ball up from the halfway line, which was aimed at the Portugal striker, record appearance holder, record goal scorer for his country. Just one behind Eusebio when it comes to World Cup goals. It's another of the records that he has been chasing. South Korea in possession here. They will have to go for it at some stage in this second half, but as things stand, they can afford to be a little bit patient. They knew they had to win this game regardless of what happened in the other one. The biggest worry would have been that Ghana would get the win over Uruguay, because that would take South Korea out of the picture. But with the Ghanaians trailing by 2-0 in their game, it does look like it could be a straight shootout between South Korea and Portugal and Uruguay, I should say, for second spot. But stranger things have happened at this World Cup. Is Portugal now on the move? Pepe playing the ball out to Ruben Neves on the halfway line. Neves goes out to the left-hand side for Joao Cancelo back with Neves again into the centre circle for Pepe. Pepe gives it to Mateus Nunes of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Back to Pepe again. A little bit of pressure on Pepe now by the South Korean forwards, and the ball is now out of play for a throw-in. Certainly looked threatening at times in that second half. Ball played all the way back to Kim, the South Korean goalkeeper, and now João Mario has it on the left-hand side for Portugal. Cross comes in, good header away by the South Korean goal scorer, but the ball has fallen to the feet of Ricardo Horta. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Joao Cancelo, now João Mario. And plenty of Portuguese shirts inside the penalty area. Wang is keeping a close eye on Joao Cancelo. Again gives the ball to João Mario. Goes back again to Pepe inside the centre circle. Lots of possession in the early stages here for Portugal. The second half between Ghana and Uruguay is yet to get underway, so they are around about 5 minutes behind at the moment. Could mean an anxious wait for South Korea, even if they do manage to snatch a winning goal. But they know that is the minimum they have to do here to stand a chance. Portugal look like they are going to win the group. The only thing that could have stopped them today was a big win for Ghana, and if they were beaten by South Korea, that was the only outcome that could have seen them drop from top spot. As things stand, they are heading for top of the group and threatening in the early stages of this second half. Plenty of possession. They're inside the South Korean half at the moment. Ruben Neves plays it out to Joao Cancelo. Neves just pulling up after he played that pass, just caught late by a Korean defender. Joao Cancelo now has it on the left-hand side, just to slip it through for João Mario. Picked up again by João Mario, gives it to Ruben Neves inside the centre circle. Out to Diogo Dalot. On to the halfway line for Pepe. Gives it to Neves. So retreating a little here, Portugal. We're back with Pepe again on the halfway line. Goes for the low, long ball up towards Ronaldo. He's able to keep it alive for Portugal. We'll build again here from the left-hand side. Lots of possession in the early stages of the second half. Joao Cancelo moving forward. Left-hand side again, gives it to Vitinha. Vitinha's cross into Ronaldo. He didn't really get hold of the shot. The ball was dropping over his shoulder and the flag went up for offside anyway. Another offside decision against Cristiano Ronaldo. This one would have been interesting had that ball ended up in the back of the net. It was pretty tight. Ball just dropping over his shoulder. Ronaldo, and he tried to hit it first time, didn't really connect. I think if that ball had gone in, then it would have been a close call. The play resuming here, and South Korea on the move now. Down the left-hand side, Cho is a little isolated, looking to pick out the pass, and does find Son. Portugal initially failing to clear their lines. They've regained possession here, and Ricardo Horta clears the ball up to halfway, but the referee stopped play because there is a man down, two men down in fact. Horta is down, so too is Lee Jae-sung. Jae-sung was caught by Joao Cancelo. Inadvertently, I think, as Cancelo tried to come away with the ball. Replay suggesting there may have been a little bit of a stamp there. Joao Cancelo probably given the benefit of the doubt that it was an accidental one as he's running away from the ball. Running away to try and get to the ball, I should say. Just caught the leg of the South Korean player. Portugal still on course for a top spot in this group. Group stages come to an end today, of course. We'll have the complete round of 16 lineup. Portugal and Brazil, the only two sides with the potential to finish the group stages with maximum points. So far, nobody's been able to do that. All the group winners have dropped at least 2 points. Brazil will play Cameroon a little bit later on to try and make it 9 points out of 9. Portugal could still do that with victory here if they can find the winning goal. It's almost 10 minutes gone in the second half here, and it's a goal apiece. Second half between Uruguay and Ghana has kicked off. They're about 6 or 7 minutes behind. Ruben Neves clips the ball out to the left-hand side. Good ball from Neves to find João Cancelo. There's about 4 to aim for in the middle. Gets his cross in, looping to the far post, just over the head of Nunez. It's come to Diogo Dalot now on the right-hand side. Just to slip the ball into the penalty area for a teammate. Gave it away. Now South Korea looking to break away with Hwang. Turns on the halfway line, gives it to Cho, plays it through to Son Heung-min, who goes for goal. And the challenge from Antonio Silva, sending the ball behind for a corner, but a decent counter-attack by South Korea. As Son Heung-min looks to lift the spirits of the South Korea supporters, urging them to make more noise. His strike blocked. And a corner on the way for South Korea. They scored from a corner in the first half. It's the same two players standing over it. It's going to be the right-footed outswinger of Son this time, though. Ruben Neves heads away. It's fired back towards goal and wide of the target from Lee Jae-sung. So still 1-1. Still all to play for. Still pretty finely poised. One goal in either of the two games could make a big difference. South Korea is still in a position at the moment where a win would be enough to see them through on goals scored. If it stays at 2-0 in the game between Ghana and Uruguay, another goal in that game obviously change that one way or another. Ghana have it all to do. As things stand for them, they need to get a draw. Just the case at the kickoff, nothing's changed, but they are 2-0 down.
Thank you so much.
Comes in here for South Korea. Portugal not clearing their lines. The ball has missed everybody. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. Just a decent little spell here for South Korea, putting a bit of pressure on that Portuguese defence, asking a few questions. Worth pointing out again that there are plenty of changes that have been made to this Portugal lineup after their win over Uruguay. 6 changes to the starting 11. No Bruno Fernandes, no Bernardo Silva, no João Felix. Ruben Diaz left on the bench as well. Nuno Mendes and William Carvalho also dropping out of the starting 11. It says a lot about the depth of this squad and the quality of it. Is played to Ruben Neves. Gets the ball under control inside the centre circle. Plays it back to Antonio Silva. Portugal. They're just a little over half an hour to ensure top spot in this group, which is significant. barring some extraordinary results tonight, Brazil likely to end up top of their group. Two wins from two, yet to concede a goal. The runner-up from this group will face Brazil. The winner will avoid them. I'm sure Portugal would be happier not playing Brazil in the next game. They seem to have good control over proceedings here at the moment. Possession now with the Vitinha. Goes for the crossfield ball, really good ball as well for Ricardo Horta. Just to get the cross in. It's a poor one from him. Bounces out of play for a goal kick to South Korea. Still 1-1. Education City Stadium, still 2-0 to Uruguay in the other game in this group. As things stand, Uruguay 4 points, Ghana on 3, South Korea on 2, Portugal leading the way on 7. Son has the ball for South Korea on the right hand side, driving forward, bit of space to run into, still going. Steps away from the challenge by Pepe, goes to ground. Pepe protesting his innocence, referee agrees, no foul. The ball goes out for a Portugal throw-in. Pepe just turned to have a few words with Son Heung-min after he went to ground. Portugal back in possession here, not much urgency at the moment about Fernando Santos' team. Happy to control proceedings. So Nunez looks to get the crossing, which is blocked by Kim Jin-soo. Gives Portugal a throw. Ruben Neves playing it back to Pepe. Pepe to Ruben Neves once again. Now Antonio Silva. To João Mario. Vitinha. Looking for a way through, finds Diogo Dalot. Back to Neves again. Pepe once more. Back to Ruben Neves. Plays a crossfield ball. It's a really good one as well to João Cancelo. Great control by the Manchester City fullback. Can't pick out a teammate in the middle. One back by Horta. And now Ronaldo on the edge of the box, gives it to Vitinha, scoops it back into the penalty area, looking for Ronaldo, headed away. And Son then trying to clear his lines. The ball back with João Cancelo once again. Portugal almost finding a way through there. Vitinha wriggling through, looking to slip the ball into Horta, cut out this time by Kwon Kyung-won. Portugal start again, just inside the South Korean half. Ruben Neves clips the ball out to the left-hand side for João Mario. Little reverse pass into João Cancelo, cuts onto his right foot, tries to turn again. South Korea clear. Son striking the ball onto the feet of João Mario, and it goes out of play for a throw. Kwon Kyung-won now seems to have a little bit of a problem here for South Korea, the defender. May have to make way. Potential change on the way for South Korea. It's going to be what looks like a triple change for Portugal, having already secured their place in the next round. The Ghana victory looking unlikely at the moment. I can certainly understand Fernando Santos perhaps wanting to make those changes and protect one or two players. Looks as though Andre Silva of RB Leipzig is getting ready to come on. So Rafael Leao of AC Milan scored his first Portugal goal in this tournament. A win over Ghana. Ronaldo playing the ball out to the left-hand side here. Deep cross. Looking for Nunez. Bounced off his back. It's still with Portugal now. Diogo Dalot to the right-hand side for Horta. Through ball. Not quite finding its intended target. With almost 20 minutes gone in the second half, Portugal are getting ready to make those changes. And Ruben Neves is going to be one of those making way. Mateus Nunes also being replaced. João Palhinha with Fulham is coming on, and the other player to come off is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. He's handed the armband to Pepe. Ronaldo starting all 3 games in the group stages of this World Cup. He's going to be taken off with 25 minutes to go. Keep him ready for the round of 16 game, which looks likely perhaps to be against Switzerland, maybe Serbia. Could be Cameroon if they can cause an upset tonight against Brazil. Seems unlikely it will be Brazil, but you never know. Either way, they will need Ronaldo. So he goes off. Rafael Leao, Andre Silva and João Palhinha coming on. 18th cap for 27-year-old João Palhinha, who's been very impressive for Fulham this season. Andre Silva making his 53rd international appearance. And Rafael Leao, who's been a bit of a star player for AC Milan of late, coming on to make his 14th appearance for the national side, having scored his first goal, as I mentioned, in Portugal's win over Ghana. So 3 changes for Portugal, and a change as well for South Korea. Lee Jae-sung replaced by Hwang Hee-chan. First change for the Koreans, so they go in search of that winning goal. Hwang Hee-chan making his 50th appearance, and there's, well, a long-range effort from Hwang In-beom, who almost caught out Diogo Costa, parried away by the Portugal goalkeeper. First really significant opportunity of the half for South Korea. As Andre Silva picks up the ball for Portugal on the right-hand side. Gives it to João Mario on the edge of the South Korean penalty area now. Played to Diogo Dalot, and now Palhinha of Fulham. Portugal looking for the free kick. Ricardo Horta going down under the challenge from Jung Woo Young. A few moments ago, a decent opportunity for Hwang In-beom, Olympiacos midfielder. Denied by a decent save from Diogo Costa, although it was hit straight at him. João Mario's taken the free kick now. It's going to be headed behind. Portugal want the corner. The offside flag is raised anyway. Offside flag going up against Pepe. Just taking the captain's armband from Ronaldo. Pepe, 39 years old. He's 40 in a few months. 131st cap for him. This is club football at Porto these days, of course. Remarkable career with at club and international level. Here come Portugal again with Rafael Leão. Wants to turn on the edge of the penalty area. Loses possession of the ball and then commits the foul. South Korea will have a free kick. Have passed the midway point in the second half. Remains 1 goal apiece in this one. Uruguay still 2-0 up against Ghana. They will be no doubt anxiously waiting for news of goals in this game that might change things. From Uruguay's point of view, a Portuguese goal would settle some nerves, because they know that a goal from South Korea, as things stand, would mean they miss out on the last 16. The older teams in the competition, Uruguay, with the likes of Cavani and Luis Suarez, Diego Godin. There is the substitute Hwang for South Korea with a mazy run, got to the edge of the penalty area. Here comes the cross now to the far post, hit first time by Son, who's claiming handball as his effort was blocked. João Cancelo got in the way, he stayed down. Son was pretty adamant here, and just looking at the replay, it suggests that it struck João Cancelo right in the centre of his chest. May have flicked the arm as well. I don't think he can do anything to get his arm out of the way there. I think these are really optimistic claims from South Korea for a penalty. They want it. They say it's handball. Video assistant referee will be checking. João Cancelo just winded by the sheer power of the shot from Son Heung-min. He's back on his feet. It's just going to be a corner. Never really looked like there was going to be any doubt. João Cancelo frustrated here because he can't get back on the field of play until after the corner's been taken, which it is now, by Son into the penalty area, headed away by Palhinha. Attempted volley on the edge of the box by Hwang, which was a complete miss-hit, and now Portugal looking to break away. It's with Rafael Leão, looking to shoot from distance, goes for goal, drags his shot, which was tame, well wide of the target. It remains 1-1 with just under 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go. There may well be a few openings like this for Portugal over the next few minutes, because South Korea, you sense, now feel that they have to go for it. If they don't score, they've got no chance of qualifying. Portugal now, without a number of their key players, made all their changes to the starting 11, understandably so. Now Ronaldo off the field, Ruben Neves also removed. And South Korea look for a free kick again in a decent position, and Palhinha with the challenge there. Looks like he's going to be penalised here, no card though. Lee Kang-in is a player who was caught. It's a fairly long way out, just to the right from a South Korean perspective. Maybe 30 yards or so from goal. Just about a shooting chance, but it would take some effort to test Diogo Costa from here. Currently organising his four-man wall. Yet again, it is Lee Kang-in and Son Heung-min who are standing over the free kick. It's It's Lee who strikes it goalwards and sends it wide of the target. It's always ambitious to go for goal from that kind of range. Plenty of power and plenty of curl on the ball as well. It's never really worrying the goalkeeper. Water takes the goal kick. Headed down into the path of Huang, the substitute, making his 50th international appearance. He plays with a couple of the Portugal players at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wang Hee-chan alongside Ruben Neves and Mateus Nunes. It's a free kick to Portugal now, midway inside their own half. Pepe to take it short. Gets the ball back from Palhinha, then goes long, right-footed down the middle, looking for Andres Silva, bouncing around inside the South Korean half, and Andres Silva trying to wriggle his way towards goal. Really good challenge, but once again Portugal win it back with João Mario, and Diogo Dalot, and Vitinha holding the ball up on the edge of the box, back with João Mario again. Palhinha going all the way back to Pepe on the halfway line. It's Pepe who clips it forward. Bounces out of play. A South Korea goal kick. They have 15 minutes to try and keep their World Cup journey on track. They are still in a position where one goal would be enough. Cleared long from the left-hand side up to the halfway line. Cho chasing. It's Antonio Silva who plays it back to Diogo Costa in the Portugal goal. And the ball out to João Cancelo on the left-hand side. Goes back to Diogo Costa. Sends it long. And bounces into the path of Ricardo Horta, the goal scorer. Gives it to Diogo Dalot, edge of the penalty area. Cross is right-footed. It was a low cross that was dealt with in the end by South Korea. Long clearance, foul. Antonio Silva. Free kick for South Korea, but again Diogo Dalot looking really threatening down the right-hand side. Low cross. He's looking for João Mario. Andres Silva was in there as well, but good defending from South Korea. They've given themselves a chance of snatching a late dramatic goal and take them into the last 16. Pepe for Portugal. Gets it out of a slightly difficult position, and Portugal on the move here with Andres Silva getting onto a pass from Vitinha on the right-hand side, looking to get himself into the penalty area. Finds a way past the first South Korean defender, and the ball then runs through for Kim Sung-gyu. He gathers comfortably. Gives a quick look round before rolling the ball out to his central defender Kim Young-won. Gone down here with looks like a possible thigh problem. Just a little opportunity here on the Korean bench to have a few words with some of the players, try and come up with a game plan for these final few minutes. South Korea, of course, managed by a Portuguese manager, Lisbon-born Paulo Bento. 35 appearances for the national team, defensive midfielder. Of course, managed Portugal between 2010 and 2014. He's been in charge of South Korea since 2018. To mastermind a comeback victory here for South Korea. Incidentally, Paulo Bento is not on the bench today. He is in the stands because of a ban picked up in the previous game, the defeat to Ghana. Still very much living every moment of this contest. It'll be a strange moment, no doubt, coming up against only a side of he's formerly managed, but the country of his birth as well. Positive for him, of course, is that South Korea do get that winning goal. It won't affect Portugal's progress. It's Andre Silva. It's hold of the ball now. In the corner on the left-hand side, gets it back to Rafael Leao, who crosses, it's headed away. Now, shot coming in from distance by Paulinho, which is blocked. Hwang going to burst clear for South Korea. It's to set off for a throw-in. South Korea getting ready to make a couple more changes. Two players coming off. One is Kim Young-won, who does appear to be struggling. Lee Kang-in also making way. Son Jun-ho and Hwang Wee-jo, two players coming on. Hwang Wee-jo of Olympiacos, over 50 caps, 16 international goals. 30-year-old, no doubt, brought on here to try and find that winning goal for South Korea. William Carvalho has been brought on by Portugal, taking the place of João Mario. As the flag goes up for offside, Vitinha, by the way, has also been taken off. Bernardo Silva coming on the final 10 minutes or so here. Portugal are heading for the top of the group. Even if they were to lose this game, as things stand, they will still finish top. It does, as I've mentioned already, mean that most likely they will be avoiding Brazil in the last 16. Can South Korea find a late, dramatic winning goal, which, as things stand, would be enough to send them into the last 16 at the expense of Uruguay? Ghana look to be out of it. They need to score twice in the closing minutes. That game is a few minutes behind us, 6 or 7 minutes. We've still got about a quarter of an hour to play plus stoppage time. 2-0 the score to Uruguay. Son picking up the ball here for South Korea on the right-hand side. Goes backwards on this occasion. Keeping hold of the ball here, South Korea, but they need to try and be a little more adventurous. Haven't really tested Diogo Costa enough in this second half. There's a little spell around about 10 minutes or so ago where they were starting to look like they might be able to increase the pressure on this Portuguese team. Seem happy enough with the way things are. They're heading for top spot in the group, taking too many risks, resting their big hitters. Diogo Costa goes long. Cho is chasing. Antonio Silva hooks it away. Back in towards the Portugal penalty area though. Pepe gets his head to it. Needs help from Diogo Dalot to clear. And then Carvalho underneath the ball. It's back with South Korea once again. Kwon to the right hand side. A high ball over the top, looking for Hwang Wee-jo. No joy this time, overhit by Hwang In-beam. Portugal can clear their lines again, but Cho is chasing after it, won by João Cancelo. Cancelo turns away brilliantly, but then gives the ball away rather carelessly. And it's with Son. Trying to work a little bit of space on the edge of the penalty area. South Korea lose possession, but then quickly win it back. And Hyung looking to get the cross in and settles for a corner. It's good work by Hwang Wee-jo. Block coming in from João Cancelo. Son Heung-min going across to take the corner, urging his teammates to get into the box. In comes the corner, decent delivery. Just skimmed off the top of the head of Cho Gui-sung. Ball cleared long up to the halfway line, headed on by Andre Silva. Now Portugal can get forward in numbers. Is about to run out of play, and it will be a corner to Portugal. Less than 5 minutes to go. Is there going to be another goal in this game? That would change everything. As it stands, Uruguay on the brink of joining Portugal in the last 16. Ricardo Horta to take the corner from the left-hand side. Pepe tried to get his head to it. South Korea tried to break away, but everybody was back defending that corner. It's going to be a throw-in to Portugal. 4 minutes to go. Ball played back to Diogo Costa. Clears it long. Forward by João Cancelo. Only dealt with by Kim Moon-hwan. South Korea have it back again. Long ball forward up towards Hwang Wee-jo. Fighting for possession in midfield. Portugal come away with it. 3 minutes left, plus stoppage time. Rafael Leao to William Carvalho. João Cancelo again. Seen a lot of the ball in this game down that left-hand side. Bernardo Silva gets a touch. Brought on here for the final 10 minutes. Antonio Silva. Forward by Diogo Dalot. High ball down the right-hand side. South Korea clear their lines and keep possession. Strong challenge by Diogo Dalot that the referee doesn't like. It'll be a free kick to South Korea. Foul on Hwang Hee-chan, the Wolves player. The free kick taken here. Can South Korea find one last opportunity, make one last move in a bid to qualify for the last 16? It's with Son. Turns and heads towards goal, closed down by two Portugal players, including William Carvalho, who made the challenge. Now João Cancelo coming away with it. 2 minutes left. Played into William Carvalho again inside the centre circle, out to the right-hand side for Bernardo Silva, just taking his time, just trotting towards the right-hand corner flag. Gets it back again, goes infield this time to Andre Silva, back to Paulinho. Pepe with another of those crossfield balls out to the left-hand side, taken beautifully by Rafael Leao. The acceleration into the penalty area, looks to get the cross in, and the referee just having a look because it looked like there might have been an arm raised by a South Korean defender sliding in. Jungwoo Young. No real claims for handball from the Portuguese players, it has to be said. And Rafael Leao, central position. 25 yards from goal, gets it out to Diogo Dalot on the right-hand side. Back to Rafael Leao again. Into the final minute of the 90. Bernardo Silva is twisting and turning. Looking for a way through. Leao played back to Pepe. Pepe to Rafael Leao again. Moving the ball well here. Portugal keeping possession well in these closing stages. Managing the game. Very professional manner. Andres Silva has it now. Gets it out to João Cancelo. To cut inside and maybe go for goal. It's it wide of the target. João Cancelo has been one of the standout performers for Portugal in this game. All of their attacking threat has come through him. Aside from a set-piece goal conceded, which they'll be a little bit disappointed with, Portugal have got to be pretty happy with their display here. Goal and go through to the last 16. In comes the corner. Headed away at the near post. Son is after it with space to run into. And only two ahead of him. He's on his own. He's going to have to do it himself. Tracking back here by Paulinho to try and stop him. Slips it through. Oh, they've scored! Unbelievable! Is that the goal that takes them through? Wild celebrations. It's the substitute, Hwang Hee-chan, on his 50th appearance for the national team, who may well have come up with a goal to send South Korea into the last 16. It was a brilliant breakaway from Son, but the run from Hwang, timed to perfection. Paulo Bento in the stands, the Portuguese-born South Korea coach, is barking instructions. What a moment. Is that the goal? Hwang celebrates shirtless in front of the South Korean fans. It came from a Portugal corner. It was a poor delivery. Headed away, and Son Heung-min must have run about 40 or 50 yards with the ball and then just waited for the last moment to slip the through ball into the path of Hwang, who finished first time. Hwang, who plays his club football for Wolves alongside a couple of the Portugal players, may well have come up with a winning goal in this game, but more importantly, may well have just sent South Korea into the last 16. Extraordinary. There are still 4 minutes of stoppage time to play. It'll be an anxious wait at full time potentially as well, because that game between Ghana and Uruguay is far from over. 2-0 the score to Uruguay at the moment. They have about 4 minutes of normal time to go. And unless they score again, they are heading out on goals scored. Another goal for Uruguay will send them through. They have time. They will no doubt be pushing. Unless Portugal can do them a favour and find an equalising goal. And the news will no doubt have reached those Uruguayan players who might have thought a few moments ago that they were going to get the job done. There has been so much drama in this World Cup and so many upsets. And in truth, for the last quarter of an hour or so, South Korea must have thought their time at this tournament was over. Now they have renewed hope. At the moment, it's theirs. A goal for Uruguay changes everything. They still have a couple of minutes of stoppage time to contend with, and then it's a waiting game. Portugal looking to respond here. Long ball out to the right-hand side with the target, Diogo Dalot. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. And South Korea will be in no rush to take this one. Quite extraordinary. Another sensational moment at this tournament. Is there going to be another twist? Hwang Hee-chan, as things stand, the match winner, of course got a yellow card for his celebrations, but he won't care. Just awaiting the final whistle in this game, and then it'll be a long wait for stoppage time to finish in the other game. South Korea heading to the last 16 on goals scored. We are into the last minute of stoppage time. Diogo Dalot runs the ball out of play, and it will be a throw-in to South Korea. They are just going to be doing all they can to wind down the clock. It is still 2-0 in the other game. Uruguay need one goal to progress. Can they finally strike to break South Korean hearts? Celebrations continue inside this stadium, but there will be an anxious wait. 6 minutes are up. Referee happy for play to continue. Hwang Hee-chan is brought to ground, but the referee says no foul. Portugal unable to get hold of the ball at the moment as Son tries to sprint the ball into the corner. The referee having a little look at his watch, still not blowing for full time. Around about 30 seconds over the initial 6 minute signal. 6 minutes of added time. There was quite a lengthy celebration from those South Korean players, so maybe just a little.
It's great though, because all everyone's looking up, everyone around us is looking up all the group things, and all the group things, they don't give you enough details. You don't give goals for, goals against, yellow cards. They don't give you enough of that. All they give you is, goal difference, which is exactly the same. Points, exactly the same. But I think what the Uruguayans need to know now is, they do know now, is they need to get another goal.
And here they come forward now on this left-hand side. Uruguay plays it through to Edison Cavani, who was waiting to cross that ball in. Onto the right-hand side it goes. The header's looping forward and it's kicked away, well, headed away by Salisu. Back in it goes, though, to Uruguay as they try and attack again. This Ghana defence. It's going to be a hectic couple of minutes. We're into 8 minutes of additional time. Let's get the full-time score. It's a confirmed score now. Aaron Paul, what's it finished?
Full-time here, South Korea 2, Portugal 1. A cracking goal late on by Hwang Hee-chan, set up by Son Heung-min on the counter-attack. Could see South Korea put through. There's tears in the eyes of Son and the rest of the South Korea players. It's going to be a tense few minutes. South Korea 2, Portugal 1.
Well, it's going to be a tense few minutes for South Korea, because at the moment Ghana are charging forward on this right side with Bukhari. Cuts it back to Kudus. Forward it goes to Semenyo, and he can't quite find the shot away. Semenyo, and the flag was up anyway, up against the Ghana forward. Uruguay need a goal. That's all they need. They're currently heading out on goals scored. left-hand side for Uruguay now. Charging forward is Edison Cavani, who goes down in the penalty area. All of the substitutes for Uruguay are off out of their bench and they're onto the pitch. All of the yellow-orange bibs have absolutely gone furious at the fourth official. Not very many players are actually surrounding the referee, Siebert, but Edison Cavani is still down. Let's have a look at this replay, Pat.
Yeah, I think he runs across the defender and looks for it. Yeah, he slowed down and looks for it. Referee nailed it. Love it. He's got it absolutely right there. No point complaining about it. The disappointing thing is, there's no way Cavani should have stopped there. He should have tried to go in and win the ball instead of looking for a penalty kick. He's missed a chance there. The referee's got that one right, but we have got 4 or 5 minutes worth of complete mayhem here because both sides are going to have to go and attack. They shouldn't be leaving any defenders back as well because both teams are going out just now. You think Ghana, it's going to be too much for them. They need 2 goals just now. Whereas you look at Uruguay, 1 goal, just 1 goal, that's all they need. They've got a free kick though, they're going to lump it.
Rochette will take this just behind the halfway line. Forward it goes for Uruguay, into the penalty area now. Ghana able to defend it away, but it finds its way through to Canobio on this right side. He looks to place it into the penalty area, but nothing too testing for the goalkeeper, Ati Zigi. Reminder, Ghana still need 2 goals if they want any chance. Uruguay just need a goal. They will do absolutely everything they can to try and do just that. Reminder though, Darwin Nunez is off, Luis Suarez is off, Georgian Derasquieta is off. He scored both of Uruguay's goals in this game. Facundo Pellistri is also off, and no Rodrigo Bentancur either. Left hand side it is for Ghana now as they look to come forward. Baba Rahman picks up, but it's away by Varela. Ball's kept in play though by Baba Rahman, who crosses the ball in to find Kudus. Kudus gets the shot away, but it was a brilliant shot, brilliant block actually in the end by Cortez. Still alive here for Ghana. Into the penalty area it goes, and Uruguay able to clear this away. Now Edison Cavani charging forward. On this right hand side it goes. Uruguay looking to get the shot away. A big palm from Ati Zigi to deny Maxi Gomez.
It's got to do better than that. They've got a 5 against 3 and they don't make the best of it at all.
Uruguay on this left side trying to get the better of Seydou. Valverde was fighting his way to try and hold on to it. We're looking at the replay from Maxi Gomez. It was a low driven hit.
But he's got players in front of him. He's got 5 of them against 3 Ghanaian defenders. And you're hitting a ball from 22, 23, 24 yards. You've got to play it around them. You've got to be better than that. But if you had Luis Suarez on the pitch, you've got the man that you want to get the ball to when there's space in that final third. Decision making was really poor there. You asked me about panicking before. I didn't expect to see it. I'm beginning to see it now for the Uruguayan team.
3 minutes to go until we finish those 8 minutes. Ghana coming in, shot comes in, big save from Rochette to take it away. Canobio for Uruguay will try and travel with this ball down the right hand side, but Ghana are holding on. Kudus on this left hand side. All of the Uruguayan substitutes are into the technical area. They are finding this extremely nerve-wracking because they need 1 more goal.
They've got an overlap again. They've got 7 players against 4. And they still don't make the best of it. It's been really poor when they've got in those situations from the Uruguayans. They've had chances.
Well, we're hearing that the South Korea players are on the pitch in their game, still in a huddle, waiting to hear what this full-time score is going to be. They're going to have to hold on 2 more minutes because here's an opportunity for Uruguay as Cavani cuts it across into the face of goal. Cortez was waiting right in front of it on the edge of that 6-yard area and couldn't convert.
The referee's given a goal kick there. And the Uruguayans are arguing that it was never a corner kick. The referee's got that around. They've tried to call him a couple of times in the last 10 or 15 minutes. The referee's nailed it every single time. But they've just not done the best. Uruguayans, you asked about the panicking. I didn't expect it, and it's going to be too late. Unless they make them, I would say they've probably got 1 more chance left, if they're lucky.
Time is running out, less than a minute to go for Uruguay, who are heading out as it stands despite beating Ghana 2-0. They are heading out, so Ghana want to make themselves another change just to add to the heartbreak for Uruguay. So it will be Fatawi Isahaku who comes on, the young 18-year-old who hasn't made an appearance yet in the World Cup. This will be a big moment for him. So Kudus is off. Mohamed Kudus is replaced by Isahaku, and Uruguay will keep on going forward. There will not be long left now. South Korea still in their huddle waiting to hear this full-time score. Uruguay trying everything. They've got seconds left to go until the full-time whistle. Throw in on the halfway line from Varela. Didn't quite work out. They've got to go again. Varela decides to go back to his goalkeeper, Rochette. Rochette will, of course, try and boot this ball forward to try and get a chance going for Uruguay. Varela on this right-hand side, looking to play it into the penalty area, but it's not the best ball. Edison Cavani will try and get to there, but it's into the hands of Ati Zigi. This looks like it is going to be heartbreak for Uruguay, because we are almost up with those 8 minutes of additional time. Uruguay, who have led for the majority of this game 2-0 against Ghana, who are coming on this right-hand side, looking to create one last opportunity for themselves. It's not going to happen, though.
Do you know what you have to say? Well done, Ghana, because they've kept it honest, haven't they? I mean, they're basically out now, but they have fought and they've chased and they've battled and they've done the right thing, which is exactly the way it should be. However, it's still not over, because a free kick about, would you say, 30, 35 yards out for the Uruguayans?
Yeah. So, about 10 yards away from the penalty area, right in front of goal, Uruguay have got themselves a free kick. We have played the 8 minutes of additional time. So this, surely, the last opportunity for Uruguay. This, a pressure free kick. Valverde is one of the players who has stood around it. Nicolas de la Cruz is also ready to take it too. Luis Suarez can't even watch. This is a big moment for Uruguay.
Yeah, I mean, it could almost be down to this one kick. We're not 100% sure yet, but there's not going to be much after this. It's probably 3 or 4 yards further out than you'd want it to be, but it's all about getting it up and down over the wall, or maybe just doing something clever. You'd be brave to do that now.
De La Cruz is a player to take it, and it was going on target, but it was comfortably into the hands of Ati Zigi. And that is that. Heartbreak for both Ghana and Uruguay. Uruguay, for the majority of this game, we're into the last 16. The players have dropped down onto the ground. This is no win for either side, despite Uruguay beating Ghana by 2-0.
This is going to kick off, by the way. This is absolutely going to kick off here. The Uruguayans have completely and utterly lost it. They're all in front of the referee. They're close to manhandling the referees now. This is totally unacceptable. Screaming in the assistant referee's ear there. That's unacceptable behaviour. I'm not absolutely surprised by it. I mean, huge stresses at this point in time, weren't there? But at that point, you know, they've been ushered off now, the officials, who are supposed to go off last. And they've been ushered off because of the fury of the Uruguayans, who should be just as angry with themselves, because they never made the best of their opportunities near the end of that game.
Well, good sportsmanship from the Ghana players, who are looking to console the Uruguayan players, because it was joy for them for the majority of this game, Uruguay, because they were already in party mode until they heard that dreaded score from South Korea, who beat Portugal by 2-1. That
Bye.